What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. It's your boy D Dyson. Black Panther Wakanda Forever trailer breakdowns from the kings and queens of the breakdown. Let's check this out.
Welcome back to New Rockstars. I'm Eric Voss, and this is a breakdown of everything you missed in the new trailer for Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Both this trailer and the Comic-Con trailer in July were edited by the super talented Andrew Hegley to some amazing music, and Hegley was actually kind enough to shout me out on Twitter, so I'm gonna do my best to take his challenge and analyze this trailer frame by frame for the hidden layers of meaning, everything we hear, everything we see, everything everyone's wearing, a couple sightings of additional Black Panther suits, some clues hidden in the editing that, I'm sorry Andrew, it's not your fault, but I did find them. I don't know how, but I found them. Let's take a cue from Riri Williams and let's go! The trailer opens on Shuri holding T'Challa's helmet during his funeral ceremonial march. All the Wakandans are wearing white, which, as we saw in the 2018 film, is their color of mourning. Ramonda holds Shuri's hand to comfort her, while Shuri for now remains hooded, the way her character in this trailer is masked. Her earrings look like tusks or horns, maybe claws or fangs of a giant panther. Probably not real bone taken from any living animal like the Wakandan rhinos, because Shuri would never. They're marching toward this garden region of Wakanda with a gate flanked by stone carvings of two people. On the left, that's Bashenga, founder of Wakanda, the first Black Panther. To the right is a female figure who might be his wife or his sister. Either way, a foreshadowing of the Black Panther legacy, moving on to a female figure close to the original Black Panther. And you'll notice how each of these figures have panthers at their feet, maybe representing Bast and Sekhmet. This would be the royal cemetery, the necropolis, maybe a representation of that green belt that T'Challa referenced in Civil War.
In my culture, death is not the end. It's more of a stepping off point. You reach out with both hands and Bast and Sekhmet. They lead you into the green belt where you can run forever.
Meanwhile, Namor paints a mural depicting Kukulkan, the feathered serpent deity from Mayan mythology. The way the Black Panther is an avatar of the Wakandan panther deity of Bast, Namor seems to be an avatar of Kukulkan. Ryan Coogler and his team are using real-world influences to create a fictional mythology, not to perfectly adapt any actual real-world mythology, but really the way Bast is inspired by the Egyptian feline deity of Bastet and Sekhmet, taking these real-world things to create something new. A close-up of Shuri a little later shows that she has ceremonial white face paint dots on her cheeks, her nose, and her brow that almost exactly match the dot pattern on the Black Panther mask revealed at the end of the trailer. Back in that cave, Namor is painting this mural in an aquatic cave that he must have access to. Now, as a mutant, he can live both underwater and on land. His skin is human colored because he is half human, born to a human sea captain, though his ears are pointed. Helping him paint is this blue hand. I'm assuming this is the hand of the blue skinned partner Namora. They're using paint and a palette made from a bisected shell, and Namora swirls her brush in a section in the shape of a heart. This section actually comes back in the cutout of vibranium that Riri hammers out as she forges her Ironheart armor. Now, the music throughout this trailer is an amazing track called Never Forget by Sampa the Great, featuring Chef 87, Tio Nason, and Nwanje. Sampa the Great is a Zambian singer and rapper. This is a tribute to a genre called Zamrock. Check out yesterday's reaction for a breakdown of what that is. But the opening words of this song are, "Who took the fabric, made that shit classic." This is Sampa the Great's way of reclaiming fashion and culture as having roots in her homeland. But in this context, it reminds us that the Black Panther mask and armor were a vibranium weave physically woven and constructed by one person, and that person is Shuri. She is the one who took this fabric and made this shit classic. Shuri crosses her arms in the Wakandan salute right over left, and I love her hand tattoo, looking like interconnected vibranium atoms, reminding us of her engineering insights in Infinity War.
The structure is polymorphic.
Right, we had to attach each neuron non-sequentially.
Why didn't you just reprogram the synapses to work collectively?
Because we didn't think of it?
I'm sure you did your best.
Namor has this interesting line saying, "Only the most broken people can be great leaders." If you think about it, this has got to be advice that he is giving either Shuri or Ramonda or Okoye or one of the women of Wakanda. Because if he was talking to one of his own people, he'd probably be speaking that Mayan language Doc Huerta said that he had to learn for this film. Huerta revealed that Namor isn't necessarily the villain of this movie, but rather more of an antagonist or an anti-hero. He told Empire Magazine, "Latin Americans are always the bad guys in Hollywood movies, but now we're the heroes," or an anti-hero in this instance. And he told Entertainment Weekly, maybe the most important twist in the character is that he's not a selfish person. He's taking care of a community. He's not an individualist, he's part of a tribe. The shot from the first trailer returns, showing T'Challa's memorial mural with Wakandan lettering translating to, "The Panther King forever lives in us and rests with the ancestors." A wide shot shows Namor descending to the throne of his kingdom, the kingdom called Tlalocan. It's an Aztec afterlife for those who die from drowning or lightning or diseases associated with the rain deity. Now, articles citing this movie's production are calling it a Mayan realm, but it's not, it's an Aztec realm. But again, Again, this is all a fictional mythology pulling from several real-world sources. However, note that Tlaocan isn't just an ocean realm, it's a realm accessed by any water-based source, which makes Namor and his people from Tlaocan more dangerous wherever you are on land, because they can get you from any body of water deep enough to drown in. One thing that watching the kind of content we cover here at New Rockstars makes very clear is that being the main character is stressful, enough to make your hair fall out. And for some of us, that's already happening without the stress of saving the planet hanging over our heads. If your hair is falling out and you don't want that to happen, you should use Keeps. With Keeps, you can get quality expert care without ever visiting a doctor's office or a pharmacy. Keeps offers generic versions of the only 2 FDA-approved hair loss products out there, but at half the cost of your local pharmacy. Though you never have to go to a doctor's office, Keeps has a network of expert medical advisors, prescribers, and care specialists to support you in making your hair goals a reality. Whether you're looking to prevent hair loss, stimulate hair growth, or just take better care of the hair that you have, Keeps has you covered. Hair loss stops with Keeps. To get 50% off your first order, go to keeps.com/newrockstars or click the link in the description. That's KEEPS.com/newrockstars. Oscar-winning production designer of the 2018 Black Panther film, Hannah Beachler is back for the sequel, and she said for these underwater shots, she took visual inspiration from Steven Spielberg's Jaws and Close Encounters of the Third Kind, as well as Jack Kirby imagery, and you can see both here with the giant shark jawbone that forms his throne, and the way Namor descends in this beam of light, like the blinding light emitted by the spaceship in Close Encounters. If you look closely at that shark jawbone, it has been carved with Mayan figures, and its teeth look like they are made from vibranium. Tlaocan has its own supply of vibranium, maybe a chunk that broke off from that original meteorite, and it's likely why this human expedition is trying to get to them. Namor's headpiece is a feathered serpent, matching the appearance of Kukulkan. Costumer Ruth E. Carter is also returning, and she said that she had to test these feathered outfits by submerging them in water, testing these pieces so that they would look like a ballet, like the fish you see on National Geographic Channel. The editing of this trailer syncs with Namor lowering his staff so that it looks like it is he who is jabbing Okoye's spear in the clay of the Wakandan throne room, claiming it for himself, which is fitting because right when this spear hits, the trailer shifts to rapper Chef 187's break in the song. These lyrics translate to this. Lyrics referencing wearing the belt and the phrase, "All kingdoms and kingdoms belong to us." Now, if we align Save for the Great with the voice of Shuri in this trailer, Chef 87 would be the voice of the challenger Namor, cutting a promo, demanding the belt, defending his kingdom by demanding a second kingdom as also belonging to him. We see more shots of the Land Dwellers Ocean Expedition, deep sea divers, and armed contracted soldiers, never a good sign. These divers have a creepy shadow darting across frame in front of them. This ship is an Enviro Plus, a real-world vessel that assists in marine environmental services like oil spills. But these humans are likely threatening the people of Tlaocan, who we see climbing aboard and raiding the ship. There's a woman who retreats to a helicopter on the pad, shooting at them. How dare this woman? But I believe this is actress Lake Bell, a prolific voice actor who voiced Natasha Romanoff in episodes of What If, Vanessa Fisk in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, and Poison Ivy in HBO Max's Harley Quinn. She's a fairly big name, and this film might have something major planned for her. We see the retreat from the Golden City up to the Jabari mountain tribe, high land to get away from the flooding, but this shot's VFX have been sneakily edited since the July version of the trailer, because now these aircraft carry some heavy crates with them. What are these? Are they supplies of vibranium? Some equipment that Shuri's still working on? It could contain the components of her new suit, because we know that a new version of the suit will be unveiled in the Snowy Mountain location. Surrounded by his tribesmen and others from the Golden City, M'Baku tells them about Namor, saying his people do not call him a general or king, they call him Kukulkan, the feather serpent god. Killing him will risk eternal war. I love how animated Winston Duke is as a storyteller here, and one also wonders how M'Baku knows this information about Namor to brief the others. His words make it sound like Namor, as the avatar of a deity, bears some immortality or untouchable status, like killing him could unleash some war between the gods, like the fight we saw between Khonshu and Ammit and Moon Knight. But I don't know, I think it's more personal than that. I think M'Baku knew of a secret pact between T'Challa and Namor as fellow kings and avatars of deities, both of them pacifists struggling to keep peace among the more aggressive factions of their kingdoms. For T'Challa, that was probably M'Baku, but for Namor, that would be Atuma. So M'Baku is now warning, if you kill Namor, you're actually opening his shark jawbone throne to an even more hostile successor. This could even be why Okoye didn't do anything about that undersea earthquake that she referenced in Avengers Endgame. We again see Namor's underwater birth, where you can already see the little wings on his feet, but then as an adult, those wings are working overtime to flap him into the Golden City. And later shots show that he is floating over to the Wakandan throne room, where Ramonda and Riri Williams are staring him down as he flips up his spear to throw at them. This looks like a blow that's gonna be pretty hard for Ramonda to evade, unless Riri or Shuri might have equipped her with some vibranium nanotech that could very quickly emit from that necklace adornment. Yes, I think we all really need to see Angela Bassett in her own vibranium suit. She certainly earned one. We see more shots at the footage that was shown at D23. French soldiers raiding a Wakandan outreach center in Mali, trying to plunder its vibranium, but scientists reveal themselves as covert members of the Dora Milaje, including Michaela Cole as Aneka, who in the comics is a former Dora Milaje who leaves and forms a new team called the Midnight Angels, who who in one storyline tried to kill Dr. Doom for stealing Wakandan vibranium. She and other Dora Milaje slice the guns using their spears to deflect bullets and take down these soldiers. The D23 footage actually ends with the Dora Milaje marching these soldiers into the UN to shame the French delegate, who Ramonda is verbally sparring with. Namor and the other people from Slalokan swim. One in the background rides an orca. Impressive. I could never even stay on the inflatable pool raft orcas. Namor confronts Ramonda on a tropical beach, which might be the same beach that we saw Nakia on with that Mayan pyramid, meaning this might be turf belonging to Slalokan. Okoye stabs her spear through her car, one marked with Illinois plates. So this must be part of her recruitment or extraction of Riri Williams, who begins her story in Chicago. A quick shot shows Okoye's car, someone on a motorcycle, and Riri soaring above them both with her Ironheart armor. I assume this is her Mark I armor. More shots of Wakanda flooding, an attack from Slalokan, inspired by the Avengers vs. X-Men comic when Namor, possessed by the Phoenix Force, actually floods Wakanda. Ryan Coogler told Entertainment Weekly that the power of water and waves had a deeper symbolic weight to this movie with the passing of Chadwick Boseman, saying there's that idea of grief and intense emotion feeling like it comes in waves. Sometimes a wave can take you away where you lose control of it. You think you're in control, but the water can always remind you that you are not. One brief shot shows Namor slamming down his spear, and if you look closely behind him on the right, there is someone in a Black Panther suit fighting him or protecting whoever Namor is trying to stab there. Based on the silhouette as this Black Panther jumps, that looks like the new female suit, but in the shot of the mask, maybe it's just a resolution of the motion blur, you just can't really make out any of those signature dots on the mask. In fact, it also has pronounced silver eyebrows that don't really appear on the female mask at the end of the trailer. So this might be a completely different mask, contributing to my theory that we might actually see multiple Black Panther suits in this movie, maybe multiple female Black Panther suits. Namor uses his ankle wings to dart upward at Wakandan aircraft that fire on him, zigzagging in a way that looks like he's hopping across platforms like an American Ninja Warrior in an obstacle course. M'Baku must be part of this defense. We see him jumping from the water down at Namor in the previous trailer, and in this trailer we see him thumping his chest like a badass. Looks like there will also be an aerial chase between Riri Williams and her new Ironheart suit and some other aircraft. I think she's gonna build a Mark II armor in Shuri's lab in Wakanda because there's an overhead shot showing Riri working on that fragmented floor pattern that is unique to the lab. This Mark II armor has wing appendages that pop out the back and boot-mounted thrusters similar to Tony Stark's Mark 50 armor that he used to catch up to Spider-Man in Infinity War. We even see Riri in an Iron Man style heads-up display close-up, her head suspended in darkness, surrounded by her glowing interface. The text around her face reads max power, and there's a radar showing her chasing someone, and I love the coloring of all this. Tony's HUD was often a pale blue and white color, but Riri's is a bright red. Atuma leaps out of a river up at Okoye on a bridge. Again, any body of water anywhere poses a threat from Slalokan. Nakia's suit shows an intricate pattern of green and blue. Green is the color of the Wakandan river tribe, but these blue pieces of her top are patterned to look like a central lake of Wakanda in a literal river that snakes through the green land of the country. This could represent Nakia being a river that links Wakanda to the ocean dwellers of Slalokan. There's a very Jaws from the depths shot looking up at this Wakandan vessel. Merch releases tell us that this is called the Royal Sea Leopard, and we know it's going to be the setting of a major maritime battle. The final shot of this trailer shows the new Black Panther dropping out of a hatch. Actually, this is the same hatch T'Challa dropped out of in the first act of the 2018 film, but now they drop into the snowy mountain region of the Jabari tribe, and as they land, purple energy courses up through the legs to show the shock absorption. Remember, this is the technology Shuri invented with her sneaker that she is seen wearing in promo posters for this film. This is also the same purple shockwave that Marvel has been ending in the letters of Marvel Studios in the opening fanfares of most of their recent titles, at least the ones ever since Chadwick Boseman passed. And the latest theatrical release added a specific shot to the opening montages showing T'Challa doing his handshake with his little sister. Could we read this as a passing of a torch? Now, this is the same suit that ended the July trailer with the gold trimming on the calves, the open panther mouths on the arms, like the hand weapons that Shuri was operating in the 2018 film, and now we can clearly see this is a slender female figure that truly does match the silhouette of Letitia Wright. That, plus the dots matching her face paint, does really make us think this is Shuri. However, you may find the music sting familiar here. This is the same music Ryan Coogler has used for the Dora Milaje. So that might be a clue pointing to this being Okoye or some other Dora Milaje like Aneka. But I don't know, this music might also just refer to the women of Wakanda in general. Now, if you look closely behind this figure, there are a few Jabari tribesmen, but also a red cloaked Dora Milaje, who might be Okoye or Ayo, it's kind of hard to tell. But as the camera pans up, you can see behind that red cloak is a teched up suited leg with similar black and gold trimming. So while I think this is Shuri in the suit, I really don't think she's gonna be the only woman wearing a Black Panther suit in this film. This movie could present a whole team of women who are all working together to try to carry the legacy of T'Challa. By the way, I'm still a fan of that theory that Shuri could synthetically reproduce the heart-shaped herb and then venture into the ancestral plane to resurrect Killmonger, who was buried at sea. I'm just still looking for evidence for it in this footage. I love this trailer so much, I cannot wait to break down this movie when it comes out in November. You can follow me on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter at EA Voss. Follow New Rockstars, subscribe to New Rockstars for more analysis of everything you love. Thanks for watching, bye.
Absolutely. I really think that this is going to be visually shot beautifully. And like I said, under the direction and the helm of Ryan Coogler. I really can't wait for this. But I do think both these theories where it's going to be multiple women in the Black Panther suit, or they're going to have different Black Panther suits, like from Shuri, for Okoye, and Lupita Nyong'o's character. I would love to see Angela Bassett also in one, like, you know, when she has to just kind of fight, she kind of has like armor where she can fight. I would love that. I mean, you know, just like I feel like Angela Bassett deserves that. You know what I'm saying? But also I do love the theory of resurrecting Eric Killmonger to be Black Panther and taking away some of the things about him where he's so militant, so filled with hatred, where he can be resurrected to do good. So I hope that, you know, does get teased probably at the end for another Black Panther, or bringing him in for Secret Wars, because in the multiverse he can probably be a Black Panther somewhere else, which I think they're going to tease in What If season 2, because they did have him in season 1. So I was like, okay, yeah, he's around. So I think this is going to be good. Tenoch Huerta, I think he's going to knock it out the park as Namor, and just bringing that Latin X heritage in here, from Aztec to Mayan, just bringing that in here and bringing that in the fold. And like I said, he is the first mutant, so he can have a team up of different people. But I think he's going to team up with Black Panther. He's going to introduce him more where he can be an anti-hero, or, you know, serve him and his people's cause. You know what I'm saying? So he can pull from both sides. But if we're going to be fighting Kang and Doctor Doom, then yeah, we're going to need everybody we can get. That's why I like this breakdown. I really can't wait for this. I can't wait to watch their breakdown of the actual movie, because I really think that movie is going to knock it out the park. So, you guys enjoy my reaction to Black Panther Wakanda Forever trailer breakdown. Subscribe to my channel. Post comment down below and like the video. It's your boy, D Dyson. Peace.